The exclusive Thrive Bourbon Room. It's the first time we used that one. Obviously, we started on our cocktails, but I'm with Evan and Mo with Glass House Realty, and we're here for our, what is this, our third cocktail chat.
Oh,
so
awesome.
Thanks for coming and joining us.
Happy to be here. Appreciate it.
Happy New Year.
Yes, we appreciate the invite, Mike.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Mo?
So what's going on? What's going on in real estate right now?
Yeah, I mean, I hate to beat a dead horse, but this market's insane. I think that's what we're all contending with right now.
Yeah.
I mean, every listing has, 700 buyers running through it, offers coming before they even get into the house, and each offer's crazier than the next. And
Somebody complained to me about being a listing agent because it was so much work.
It's-
to sort through the
Yeah.
sheer number of offers that they're getting. They have to create spreadsheets now.
last one I had, we had 16 offers in a less than 48-hour period, and I mean, it's not a small amount of work to, put those all in order, then call your client, explain the minute differences between those offers, because sometimes they're neck and neck, and I mean, you're really down in the weeds trying to figure out why is this offer better than the other offer, and discuss that with your client. It's taking the fun out of listing, that's for sure.
I think that's just crazy. Is there did you have to make your own spreadsheet? Is there one out in the market? I mean, do you really put a spreadsheet together on most of these?
We've got some agents certainly who are using the full-on spreadsheet.
Yeah.
I'm more of a post-it note highlight guy, so I
Right.
like to go through the contract, highlight, the pertinent pieces, and then create like a little cheat sheet on the front.
Do you actually have to present 16 different offers, or how do you sort through that when you present it to the seller?
I think in this market, quite honestly, you're safest to do that because with the amount going on, if you didn't get, signatures or if you didn't execute that properly, there's a lot of gray area there. And you want the other side. I mean, that's a lot of people losing out when you have 16 offers. So you want them to feel secure in the fact that you presented everything.
Do you have to call all those people and reject
You certainly
15 people?
You certainly should. And we try. We definitely tell our agents to be diligent because that is more work. But at the end of the day, if you're on that buy side of things,
Yeah.
you're going to want to make sure, beyond a text message, sorry that we went with another offer,
Right.
That your offer was presented. So we definitely tell our agents it's important to get that all rejection signed, no matter if there's 5 or 16 or whatever, to make sure you're covering yourself and making everybody happy on that regard. So definitely more work involved these days, but
Never thought Dayton, Ohio would be this crazy. I mean, coasts, it's always been, you hear that in California, you hear crazy stuff in New York and stuff, but now it's here.
Oh yeah, my brother's in Denver. I mean, he's been used to this for years. Escalation clauses, multiple offers, waiving appraisal gap. He's like, that's 5 years ago. Way to catch up. But for us, it's like when you get 16 offers, you're making one friend and 15 enemies.
Right,
now.
yeah,
So-
right.
we sure are, yeah. And the
So-
Dayton board even just put their own
saw
escalation
that.
clause / gap coverage.
Like standard language?
Standardized
It's like a
form.
standard addendum now?
Yeah, which is great to be quite honest, because I feel like that levels the playing field between new agents, old agents, experienced, unexperienced.
Because they don't write the escalation clause the right way sometimes?
Yeah, I
imagine.
think you run into issues where it's not clear or maybe clearly defined, or agents who are not privy to it, and when it's just a little addendum or in the additional provisions, they're like, what the heck is this? And then they ignore it. I mean, you never know what you're going to be presented with.
So I heard some agents aren't accepting escalation clauses, so why would they reject an escalation clause? Have you heard,
I'm
seen
going to say
that?
this very politely. And I have no clue why they would not accept that when
Okay.
your fiduciary duty is to best represent your
Right,
client. I
right.
can't imagine why the heck you'd want to leave money on the table. I can't speak for their reasoning. I'm sure they have a reason. I just can't imagine it's a very good one.
Yeah,
Some of them don't know what an escalation clause is, Mike. I think that's,
yeah.
to be quite honest with
yeah.
you.
And that's why I think when you put it on the board addendum or the board, version of it, well, then there's some security that this is a
Standardized,
legitimate thing. Maybe a bit more trust that goes along with it.
Right. That's so when you're looking at 16 offers, is it totally just the highest price, or what other considerations do you look at when you're looking at these offers?
Man, a lot of times, as of late, the offer that's accepted isn't the highest and
Really?
best.
Well, maybe the best, but certainly not the highest.
It's always got to be the best, but sometimes it's not the highest.
Yeah,
You got to look
okay.
at the lender, for example. If I see Thrive, for example, that's all day.
Well, we appreciate that.
But you know as well as I do, without dropping any names, you'll get those pre-approvals.
Credibility between. between
Yeah, the Rocket Mortgage, and
credibility behind the person who's writing that pre-approval letter.
absolutely.
Yeah.
We've been bit too many times, and you got to look at things from that perspective to who's going to follow through.
Well, and some of these bigger companies, there's nothing wrong with them except that when you get too big, I think their loan officers become order takers instead of professionals that really know their craft and what they're doing. And I think that's what you run into is that, oh yeah, we ran it through the computer, we can pre-approve you, but they never really drilled down into the, well, wait a minute, you haven't got consistent overtime or, this, that, or the other that might disqualify you.
Absolutely. I was going to say, what are the frustrations on your side? You got to be seeing appraisals come back short left and right and people frustrated. Are
We
they
are
blaming
so
you for
scared to call you guys when we have. They'll pace. I'll watch them pace. The loan officers pacing back and forth. I got to call a realtor. Tell them short. I got to call a realtor. Tell them short. And sometimes when we do that, many times they're like, "Yeah, I figured. You guys know what the market is." I said to one of my loan officers, "Well, if they expected it to be worth 200, they wouldn't have listed it at 150." They knew, right? You listed at 150, you sell it at 200, you gotta imagine there might be an appraisal issue there.
And that goes to Evan's point a moment ago. Highest isn't always best anymore because, we're savvy. We know when it goes in at 160 that 210's asinine. Why would we have listed it at 160 then, to your point, if it's, So that's when you got to look at those little details and say, okay, what breaks this down? Who's the lender? What are our closing times? Is there occupancy, et cetera?
And sometimes, people get upset, realtors included, buyers, sellers, but, we all got to work together to solve the issue. How can we bring this together and get everyone to a conclusion and save this deal for everyone?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah. Well, it comes down to educating people right from jump.
Right.
So that way there's no surprises down the line. I think that's where a lot of people might get in trouble from a lending and real estate agent standpoint. But as long as you're transparent and educate right up front, then there should be no surprises, it seems like. And today's market, there's lots of them. Because sometimes those crazy deals do appraise.
Yeah, they work out.
Yeah.
I just had one myself. I was shocked. It was great for my clients, but I was prepping them the whole way. I was like, this is never going to happen. And then it did. So